Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, pleased to present to you a truly bipartisan bill that is long overdue. I have distributed amendments that should address the concerns of the opposition. We have deleted the entire section that allows for any waiver of provisions of Proposition 54. In addition, I am adding language to indicate that remote voting shall only apply when members of the legislature are prevented from safely attending in person here in this building. With that, I believe we have addressed concerns which came to our attention in the last 48 hours. California, as you all know, is the fifth largest economy in the world with a population of 40 million. We have a full-time legislature which, under normal circumstances, is able to fairly nimbly respond by passing urgency legislation and adjust spending priorities in real time when conditions warrant. However, it took a worldwide pandemic for us to discover that California's government is unprepared to continue to function during such a widespread disruptive emergency. The state of California has no current authority to allow for the continuity of government. That is, for the legislative branch of government to convene during an emergency, a declared emergency by the governor or the president, wherein it would be unsafe for members to gather and meet in person. ACA 25 seeks to put before the voters a constitutional amendment that would require both houses of this legislature to adopt rules which would allow for the sworn duties of the legislature to continue and to require such rules to provide for and maintain maximum transparency and access by the public, while maintaining the integrity of the legislative process. The impact of COVID-19 has shown us that there are a wide range of modern technologies available to allow the public to access committee hearings and floor session, and I believe these technologies will become even more accessible moving forward. ACA 25 preserves the public's right to a court challenge if they feel the legislature acted inconsistent with the terms of the amendment. In two states, Oregon and Wisconsin, specific continuity of government provisions allow for the remote meeting of the legislature. From March through May 2020, legislatures or chambers in at least 20 states, red and blue states, changed their procedures to allow for remote participation or voting in floor session or committee meetings. California is seeking to do this the right way by asking our voters to approve a constitutional amendment to allow what 20 states are already doing by decree. The legislature is a co-equal branch of government, but between our departure from the Capitol to an early COVID-driven spring recess and our return earlier this month, the governor issued 30 executive orders, most of which I agree with and I applaud the governor for, despite some of the very late notice in some circumstances. But nonetheless, the legislature must continue its oversight functions and maintain checks and balances even in the time of an emergency. Government by executive fiat is not what the Founding Fathers had in mind when establishing three separate co-equal branches of government. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.